Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Orlando, and today we're gonna talk about the things that will destroy, guys, your real estate investment. I want to explain these things so that you know what to look out for and what you need to do to make your real estate investment have the highest chance of being successful. So number one is tenants, guys. Tenants will by far, if you do not choose the right tenants, you will hate real estate. You will get into real estate thinking, why did I get into real estate? Is it real estate really for me? Because you did not pick the right tenants. You picked tenants that you were just thinking, yeah, man, I just need to get tenants in here so they can start paying rent and I can just start collecting this money, but you didn't do a background check on them. You didn't run the credit. You saw all the red flags, but you just saw the amount of money that you were gonna make monthly and you just said, they wanna live there. They're gonna pay. If anything, the one thing that people will pay is their rent. So they're gonna pay me. But what you didn't realize is that the person doesn't even have enough money to pay the rent to begin with. So they're not gonna pay you guys. If you pick the wrong tenant and you do not do background checks, you do not make sure that the individual has a great job to pay you the rent that you are asking, the piece of paper, the lease that they sign means nothing, guys. It means nothing. A person can sign a lease and not have any motivation to pay you guys, to pay you the rent that they are obligated to pay. You will have so much time and effort put into trying to get them out of the property that once again, it will put a bad taste in your mouth about real estate. You will be like, it's just not for me. Maybe I need to do another type of investment. So what is the key things that you need to do when picking out a tenant? Well, first, you have to understand your location. You have to know that the location that you're in is an area where good tenants want to live. If you pick a property that is quote unquote in a bad area, maybe it has high crime, maybe it's just not a very good area, maybe it's in an industrial area or something like that, maybe it just doesn't have good schools around it or whatever the reason why the property isn't good, you're going to attract tenants that don't care about living in those conditions, that don't care about necessarily paying you your rent. Now, I'm not saying that if you buy a property in a bad area, it's a guarantee or anything like that that you won't get paid your rent. I am just saying that if you pick a bad location, the type of tenants that are going to want to live in that location may not be the best tenants. So you have to look at that. Background checks. You have to do background checks. And in some states, it's required that you have to do a background check on your tenants. It's law. In some places, it's not law. But I would highly suggest that you do background checks on every tenant that's going to be in your unit. Credit checks. You need to do credit checks, guys. It is by far a great indicator if the person will pay you back, if they will pay the rent, if they will take care of your property. I am not saying that it is the end all be all, but it does give you a snapshot of what's going on in the person's life and what position they are in to make sure that the rent gets paid. Number two is maintenance. Maintenance, guys, is huge. Now, this falls on you as a landlord, as an owner. You have to make sure that you take care of all of maintenance. Now, I understand a lot of landlords and a lot of owners believe that things like changing the filter in your furnace, things like that are put on the tenant, that the tenant is supposed to do those things because they are living in the unit. And I am on the other side of that. I am like, I'm not trusting it. I go in and make sure that the filters are changed. I will pay extra to have someone go in there to change the filters because at the end of the day, if the HVAC goes out and it's a $20,000 furnace that you have to replace and the technician says, well, it's probably because you haven't changed the air filters in the last 2 years. Does it really matter that the tenant didn't change the filters? Are they going to pay the $20 furnace? No. So just pay the small fee to go ahead and take care of what you got to take care of so that you won't have this huge fee down the line, guys. And these are big items. We're talking roof, we're talking furnace, we're talking AC, water heaters, flooring, things like that. You have to stay on top of the maintenance. Maintenance will kill you if you let it build up over time. Yeah. Right now, monthly, it feels like, oh man, I'm making all of this money. It's all great. It's all great. But in a year, when you have a $20, $30, $40,000 expense that could have been solved with $10, $15 a month, you'll be crying. You'll be wondering, once again, is real estate for me? I don't know. These tenants, they just destroy everything. They're not, and it's not the tenant's fault. It's your fault because you decided to cut corners, and you can't cut corners with maintenance. I'm not saying go in and make a Taj Mahal, make everything marble, get the best of the best everything. I'm just saying, don't go the realm of being a slumlord. Take care of your properties. Take care of your properties as if they're yours. Oh, that's right, they are yours. So just remember that, guys. Number 3 is vacancies, or unprepared vacancies, to be more like it. You know, vacancy is one of those things that is going to happen. Your property, guys, listen, your property is not going to be 100% occupied 24/7. It's not going to happen. I mean, we all wish that that was the case, but it's not going to happen. You may, and you probably will have times where people move out and there's a gap between someone moving in and someone moving out. Like, that's just the name of the game. Sometimes you may have a gap depending on when the leases are. Maybe it's a winter time. You allow the tenant to get out at winter time, and all of a sudden there's just no one likes to move in winter. So you may have 1 to 2 months of a vacancy. Well, what if you didn't prepare for that? What if you decided, oh, well, you know, I'll never have a vacancy and I'm going to be occupied 24/7. Well, you can get hurt from that. You can build yourself up so much and overpaid for a property because you didn't put in for any type of vacancy. You decided, you put in for, I'm going to buy this property as if it's going to never have a vacancy the entire time I own it. And that is a huge, huge, huge rookie mistake, guys. Do not make that mistake. You should always at least put in a 10% vacancy. Shave that off. Save that money. Not only that, guys, not only do you shave off 10% for a vacancy when you're doing a deal, but you also want to put away the cash flow that you have. Put that in a nice, safe savings account where if something happened or a bump happens within you owning the property, it won't be detrimental to your investment. Detrimental, guys. Like, just make sure you take care of that. So unprepared vacancy is one of those things that can kill you. It can hurt your investments. Just prepare for it. And then number 4 is having unclear goals. What are you purchasing the property for? Are you purchasing the property for financial freedom? You want more passive income? Are you going to use this as a step up to get to bigger and bigger properties? Like, what is your goal? A lot of times people just invest into these properties and have no clue why they're investing other than, I just want to make some extra money. Well, you have to have a strategy to do that, and you have to have solid goals of what you're going to do. And what do I mean by that? Maybe you buy a duplex and you say in 2 to 3 years, I'm going to reevaluate it and see exactly where that is. And maybe the appreciation has went up and you say, okay, this is a good time to roll that over into a bigger property. Or maybe you think to yourself, you know what? I'm going to use the cash flow from this property to continue to pay this down until I have no mortgage left on it. Maybe that is your retirement fund. However you are trying to use real estate to get ahead, you need to have a strategy rather than just saying, I want to buy real estate and I know it's a good thing to do right now, so I'm just going to do it. Have a plan in place, because I'm telling you what, guys, if you don't have a plan in place, it is a disaster waiting to happen. You will find yourself in a mode wondering in the next couple of years, 4, 5, 6 years, when you have this property, why did I buy this property? It's not even really a good investment. You never did your due diligence on it. You just bought it because you thought it was a good deal at the time. But how could you think it was a good deal at the time when you never even looked at the numbers? You never looked at the local area, what was around the area. You didn't do any of that. You just purchased a property just to purchase it. Make sure you have clear financial goals of what you want to do with your real estate investment and getting into your rental properties. So once again, guys, I'm gonna need you to watch this video, guys. Watch this video. It will help you get into your first rental property. I am here to help you get into your first rental property. I hope this video gave you some great value, and I will catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks.